Hi, everyone, and welcome. I'm Rebecca, and thank you for joining me for this practice. Today, we'll be finding some ease and some stretch in the shoulders, and finding some strength and length in the lower body and abdominals. If you like what you see today, please give me a thumbs up. If you have any feedback or requests for future practices, please let me know in the comments down below. So now take some time to go gather what you need, and I'll see you on the mat.
So let's all just come down and find our seat on the mat. Maybe you'd like to pull the flesh out from underneath your sits bones so you can really feel yourself connect here, or maybe you'd like to sit up on a blanket today. So just make yourself comfortable. Allow your eyes to gently close. And just take this moment to connect with what is with you in your environment today. Listen to the sounds in your home. Feel the temperature of the air on your skin. Feel your own breath rise and fall. Naturally, whenever you're ready, just begin to move with that breath. Maybe you inhale your shoulders up to your ears and down your back. Maybe you sway from side to side, or maybe you find some other movement in your body. And then allow that to come to stillness. And we'll take a nice deep inhale, imagining the spine growing tall. And then as we exhale, shift the gaze over the right shoulder, feeling the stretch down the left side of the neck. And then inhaling back to center. We'll exhale as we turn the gaze over the other shoulder. And then come through this again with your own breath, inhaling to center, exhaling, taking the gaze over the shoulder and back to the other side. And inhaling back to center. This time, as we're exhaling, dropping the right ear to the right shoulder, maybe even using the hand to gently pressing the head into the hand and the hand into the head. Remembering if this doesn't feel good in your body, you can always remove the hand, just dropping the ear towards the shoulder. Now we'll release this slightly. Turn the head to 45 degrees. We'll drop the chin to the chest. And again, hand or no hand here. Taking this stretch into the side of the upper back, into that place where we carry so much of our tension, or so many of our headaches originate. And then on your next inhale, allow that to release. Bringing the head back to center. And then we'll drop the left ear towards the left shoulder. Once again, applying a little gentle traction here, but only if that feels good for you. Weighting down through the right elbow, the opposite elbow. And then inhaling to release slightly, turning the head to 45 degrees, dropping the chin. And taking that stretch into the upper back shoulder. And then inhaling to release, bringing the hands down to heart center. Good. Let's find our way into a tabletop now. You can bring your knees out to one side. Hands are nice and wide on the mat here. And once you've found your way into your tabletop, see if you can take the eyes of your elbows and rotate them forward so that they're shining out in front of you like headlights. We'll bring the wrists right under the shoulders, knees right under the hips, and see if you can press the tops of the feet into the floor here and feel how that relieves some pressure from the knees. And once you've found your way here, just begin your gentle cat-cow. Exhaling to rotate that tailbone under, pressing up and out of your mat. Inhaling, rolling the tailbone up, dropping the belly down. And come through this for 3 or 4 of your own cycles of breath. Focusing on making that soft sound in the back of your throat on both the inhale and the exhale. And then when you've come through your last breath, just come to meet in tabletop with a neutral spine. And we'll walk the hands, a couple of handprints out in front, roll the toes under in the back, and then really pressing into all 4 corners of the palms here, pulling the pinky finger towards the thumb. We'll begin to slowly peel the knees up from the mat, rising up to your toes with bent knees, really straightening out the spine. And then beginning to pedal out through the feet. Once again, just gently following the breath, feeling your body waking up, feeling your muscles begin to lengthen and engage. Imagining the weight of your body traveling up your spine, down the back of your legs, sinking into your heels, and then inhaling up to both toes. We'll exhale, just allowing that weight of the body to sink back through the heels, not trying to reach the heels to the mat, but just trying to move the weight back in that direction. And then bending both knees, we'll take the gaze forward and travel up to the top of the mat, coming into a forward fold. Knees can be nice and bent. Finding some natural movement here that appeals to you. So maybe that's walking the fingertips from side to side. Maybe it's just allowing the fingertips to stay on the floor. Or maybe you like to grasp both elbows and come into a ragdoll. Nice deep breath. And release a little bit more deeply. Nice. All right, bending both knees here. We'll take one hand gently over each bent knee and then rise up to stand, keeping the back flat. And if you like, you can allow the arms to sweep up overhead, coming to meet at the top, hands coming to heart center. Let's inhale our arms up overhead and exhale as we come into our forward fold. Taking a moment here in our forward fold, allowing the crown of the head to relax down towards the floor. And then bending into both knees, we'll plant both hands here, stepping back, coming into downward facing dog. Good, and finding ourselves here in our down dog. We're gonna move the toes in to touch and then ground down through the left heel, really pressing out of the mat here. Inhaling as we bring the right leg up, bending a 90-degree angle at the knee and opening the hip up towards the ceiling. Ooh, I got a nice big pop there. And now allowing that right shoulder to sink back down parallel to the left, really pressing into both hands evenly here as we come into this three-legged dog. Big deep breath. And then inhaling here, we'll extend the leg back out, allowing that right hip to swim back towards the mat. And then exhaling, we'll bring that right knee through, coming into a lunge on this side. Now you have your choice here. You can keep your knee high, or if you like, you can drop your knee down low, pressing the top of the foot into the mat. There's no more advanced version than the other. It's just what feels most available to you and your body today. So bringing a little lightness to the fingers here by really pressing into the heel, finding that stack of the knee over the ankle. And then from there, we'll inhale up, coming into a high lunge. Inhaling to grow tall here. We'll exhale, bringing the hands to heart center. And we're going to come into a twist here. You have your choice, keeping the top of the body up high, or coming into a prayer twist. Once again, inhaling to grow tall, and then exhaling, finding your way into your twist. Keeping your hands at heart center, dialing the center of the chest towards the hands. And then inhaling back to center, we'll allow the hands to come back down to frame the foot. We're going to move that back foot forward just slightly. so that we can really press the heel and all four corners of that foot into the mat. And then pulling in through the belly button, we'll inhale the arms up, turning those hips to parallel, coming into warrior one, allowing the pinky fingers to rotate towards each other. And then on an inhale, extending through that front knee, allowing that front knee to become straight. Exhaling, we'll bring the hands down. And you can come to a reverse namaskara here if that's part of your practice, or just bump your fists together behind your back, opening the shoulders back like great big wings coming towards each other. And then on your next exhale, allowing yourself to tilt forward, coming into pyramid pose. You may feel your feet pressing apart on the mat here, like you're tearing your mat apart. Nice big deep breaths. Gaze comes to the big toe. And then when you're ready, we'll deepen into that front knee, bringing it back into a bend, inhaling the arms up overhead. And exhaling as we open to warrior two. So squaring those hips towards the long side of your mat, bending into the front knee, and seeing if you can really stack the shoulders over the pelvis here. Oftentimes we find ourselves reaching into the future on this pose. So really bring yourself into this present moment, finding that line of the head over the heart and the heart right over the pelvis. And then we'll turn this front hand up slightly, scooping the air up and back as we come into our reverse warrior. Inhaling here, and then exhaling. We'll windmill down, coming into our side angle pose. Or if you like, you can windmill that upper arm up and over the ear for extended side angle. Keeping that stacking of the knee over the ankle. I'm trying to have some lightness here in the elbow, really challenging the obliques on the open side. And then we'll take a nice inhale. And as we exhale, we'll windmill that top arm down and around, coming back into our lunge on the right side. And now we're going to allow ourselves to walk our fingertips over to the left. Feet will come to parallel, and we'll find ourselves in a forward fold. Nice big deep breath here. Bending the knees slightly, engaging through the quads, allowing the hamstrings to release and stretch. Taking a moment's rest. And then we'll inhale up halfway. We're going to continue our journey to the other end of the mat. So keeping those fingers walking over to the left. We'll turn the left foot out this time, coming into a lunge on the left side. And again, you can choose to have your knee down or bring your knee up. It's up to you. And then finding that little lightness in the fingertips. We'll inhale, coming up to high lunge. Stacking that knee over the ankle. Exhale, hands come to heart center, choosing your twist here, keeping the body upright or bringing the hands to heart center, taking that right elbow to the top of the left knee, dialing the center of the chest toward the hands. Really pressing out through the back heel here if you can. Inhaling back to center. We'll exhale, bringing the hands back to frame the left foot, walking that back foot forward just slightly, pressing into all four corners of the foot. Inhaling up, warrior one. Feeling that activation of the feet as we tear the mat apart. Inhaling to grow tall, extending through that front leg. Exhaling, bringing the hands around behind, reverse namaskara, or bumping those fists together, opening the chest. Nice big inhale and exhale. Sinking forward, taking the gaze to the big toe. Give it a little smile. And then when you're ready, bend into that front knee, sweeping the arms up overhead, reaching up through the fingertips, coming back through our warrior one. And then opening up, warrior two. I'm going to turn around. I don't know how I ended up with my back to you guys the whole time this morning. So coming into warrior two. I'm taking a moment here to check in with this front knee, just glancing down and seeing if you can see your toe past your knee. If not, see if you can peel this knee back just slightly. And if that's not available in your body today, that's okay. But just imagining that motion of opening that hip. And then when you're ready, we'll turn that front hand upward, reaching up, sweeping back. Reverse warrior. Welcoming the strengthening we're doing for our muscles and our legs today. And then exhaling, coming into side angle. Or if you like, extending that side angle, reaching up and over the ear. Challenging those obliques. Big deep breaths. And then allowing that top arm to windmill around, coming back to frame the left foot. And then walking the fingertips around to the front. Feet come to parallel, sinking down. Wide leg forward fold. And if you like here, you can take your stance a little deeper or keep it where it is. Just follow your body. And we'll inhale up halfway. Take the left hand and plant it right in front of the face here. Inhaling open through the right arm. And then exhaling to bring that hand down. We'll switch hands in front of the face. Inhaling up through the other arm. Coming into this twist. And exhale to release. Keeping the hands on the floor, We'll heel toe the feet in towards each other until they come back to hip width. They're just a little wider. And then bending slightly into the knees, we'll come up to stand with a flat back. Good. So I'd like for you to find a place in your space where you can balance. That may be the back of a chair, or it may be the wall. I'm going to use my chair here. Just remember, if you are using a small chair like this one, always make sure that the feet of the chair, at least 2 of the feet, are on the mat. Prevent it from skidding. So we're going to come into a hip opener here and a stretch for the hamstring. So once you've found what you're going to balance with, just bring your weight into your left foot. We're going to bring the right knee up to the chest. We're flexing the foot here like it's parallel to the floor. And then when you're ready, you can just open that hip out to the side. So you can do this on the back of a couch or a chair, the end of your bed, or on a wall. Good. And then we'll bring that knee back to center. For this next part, you can continue to bring the knee out to the side as we did before, or you can reach through taking the peace fingers to the big toe, bringing the shoulders onto the back. And then as you're exhaling, just extend any amount through that leg. And you might get a little shake and tremble here. That's okay. If your knee is quite bent, that's okay too. And if you need to choose something different altogether, like a thigh stretch here, do what you need to do. Last breath, and then exhale, bringing that in, allowing that foot to come down to the floor. You can turn if you need to at the wall or wherever you are. Bring my chair to the other side. And so now coming through this on the other side, finding your balance, lifting that opposite knee, keeping the spine nice and long and tall, exhaling, opening that knee out to the side. Good, feeling that opening of the hip here, inhaling the knee back to center. And again, you can just open that knee out to the side again, or if you like, you can reach those Pete's fingers through, extending that leg any amount. Playing with your balance, but making sure you're doing so in a way that's safe and available for your body and your space. And then exhaling, bringing that heel back in, allowing that leg to come back down to the floor, maybe shaking out through the legs here a little. And if you do have some props on your mat, you can move those back out of the way. All right, so let's travel down to our mats. You can come down to your mat in any way that feels available to you. And we'll just come down to the mat and sit in Dandasana here for just a moment. So connecting with what Dandasana is for us, an engaged pose. You may want to be sitting up on a block or a blanket. Really flexing the toes back towards the face here, just like we're standing on the floor. Calves are engaged. You might even still feel that little shake and tremble here. And then you can press the knuckles or the palms of the hands into the floor, or if you're sitting up on a blanket, into your blanket, just allowing the spine to be a little supported and extend up as tall as you can. Good. We'll allow that to relax and release, bending into the knees if they're not already bent. And then coming down to the back, rolling out through that lower back. Inhaling, opening the arms wide. And exhaling, dropping the knees over to one side, any side. Taking the gaze over the opposite shoulder. Inhaling the knees back to the chest. And then dropping the knees in the opposite direction. And inhaling the knees back to the chest. Taking one last hug of the knees into the chest. Nice big inhale here. And then exhale, finding your way into your final pose today. Might be Shavasana. Maybe you'd like to come into a constructive rest pose with your feet wide and flat on the mat, your knees resting in on each other. Or maybe you'd like to come into a reclined butterfly, reclined Baddha Konasana today with one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. And just settling back in to whatever final pose you've chosen today. And coming back in touch with this present moment. The sounds inside your house. The sounds inside the room you're in. The gentle sound of your own breath. The sound of your heartbeat. Perhaps even imagining the gentle sound of your own circulation. Becoming aware of any places of tightness in the body that you might want to release. Releasing the face from doing. No expression you need to make. No one watching. And just allow yourself to relax back and just be right here, right now. Again, awakening yourself, maybe stretching your fingers and toes out long. Rolling yourself to one side. And when you're ready, Coming back up to your comfortable seat. Thank you for joining me for your practice this morning. It's always a pleasure to be with you. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. May your yoga follow you off the mat.